Imagine a card trick where two decks of playing cards are used, one red and one blue. A card is then removed from each one of these decks and placed into the opposite deck. Then suddenly, as if by magic, the back color of both the playing cards change to match their new deck color. And the best part is, this trick relies on just one sneaky move. Check it out. What up, crew? It is Magic Monday, and this is your place to learn magic, master performance, and captivate audiences. If you're joining me for the first time, you should have joined me last time because I had some pretty good stuff. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a great card trick that relies mainly on the spectator's perception. I know it sounds pretty cool. But before we get started, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, grab your favorite two decks of playing cards, and now, let's do it. Alright, y'all, so check this out. For this trick, you're going to need two decks of playing cards, one blue and one red, or whichever two you'd like to use. But that's just what I'm doing. I'm going to take out the red playing cards, give the deck a bit of a shuffle, something like this, and maybe a few cuts. If the spectator was here, they could do that as well. Put that over to the side. Do the same thing with the blue deck. Throw that over to the side. Bit of a shuffle, and maybe a couple of cuts, something like that. Now, I'm going to take the red pile first, and I'm going to pick out a card that I really want to use. Let's just say this card right over here, and that should be fine. I'll leave it right over here. I'm going to do the same thing with the other pile. Did I shuffle it up, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I shuffled it up. I'm going to do the other thing, same thing with the other pile. We're going to pick out this card right over here, and I'll leave that there. Now, I'm not going to use the red deck right now, put it on over to the side. I'm going to use just the blue deck and these two cards. So I have these two cards here, and I'm going to need the blue deck. Sorry, I'm not super skilled when it comes to handling multiple decks and multiple cards. I'm used to just the one. So check this out, right? I have the blue card on the bottom and the red card I have on top. And the red card is a red 4, so just to make it easier, I made it red and red. I'm going to put the red card on top of the blue pile, turn it over, so red card on top of the blue pile. Now here's what I want to try out. I'm going to give the deck a cut, and I'm going to snap my fingers. The card is going to change from red to blue. You ready? And check it out. It didn't actually work. Well, this tends to happen when you're handling multiple decks and you're not a professional. Like, I'm not a professional, but this usually tends to happen, so we'll try this out. I'll take the blue card one more time. Sorry, I'll take the red card one more time. That's in the blue deck. And check this out. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to push that right in. And now this is the magic move. This is what I forgot to do last time. The magic move. And check this out. All blue cards. And that red card has turned blue. Wasn't that pretty impressive? I think that's pretty cool. We're going to try the exact same thing out with the blue card. We're going to put it into the red deck. Push that right in. Give it that magic riffle, and check this out. All red cards. And this card is also turned red. Alright, y'all, so welcome to the tutorial. It's the first time I've ever done a double deck flip, so I feel pretty good. Just to give you some background on this effect, it is known as chameleon backs, and it's actually by the man himself, Guy Vernon. I wanted to make a couple of changes to, I guess, his performance. I want to extend it a little bit more. So I'm going to be showing you my version. So that being said, hopefully you have two decks of playing cards. They don't have to be red and blue, but just two different decks of playing cards. Once you got that, let's go ahead and break it down. Alright, so once you have two decks of playing cards, you will either need to have or build a certain gaff for this trick to work. And I guess I'll talk about the gaffless version later on in the video. But what you'll need is a double back card that is red and blue. So you can see I have one double back card that's red and blue. An easy way to make this is you can just use like double-sided sticky tape, tape two cards together, and you have one red and one blue. So again, this is just the version I'll be teaching on here, but later in the video I'll talk a bit more about the other version that does not require any of this. So we have one double back card. I'm going to start by having it on top of the blue deck, of course, with the red face down. So you're going to start off by taking the card out of the tuck case, have the spectator shuffle them up. So the spectator shuffles the red, shuffles the blue. Once the spectator is satisfied with their shuffling, then you're going to take out a card from the red deck, and you're going to take out a card from the blue deck. You're going to come to the red deck, and you're going to take out a black card, okay? And this is going to be really important in a minute. You're going to take out a black card. For me, I just take out like a mid-range card, so like a 7 of spades. Take it, put it down. And what I do is I take this packet, since I was spreading like this, I put it in the back, and I'll get to why in a minute. So I put it in the back, put that down, and put the rest down. Now I'm going to do the same thing here, right? This deck has been shuffled. I'm going to look for my double face card, and I found it right here. And it's next to a red 4 and a black 4. Ideally, you want this next to a red card. Sometimes that may not be the case. But what you're going to do is you're going to take out that red 4. You're going to put it face down. And you're going to split the deck at this point because you want to control this card to the top. And that's why I did it here as well, just to keep some consistency. Split the deck at this point, move it to the back, and put this down as well. So what you've pretty much done is you selected a red card that's black and you selected a blue card that is red. But in a minute, you're going to convince the spectator that you selected a red card that's red and a blue card that's black. And here's how you're going to do it. But I guess before I do that, one other thing, you have that double backed card that's red and blue on top of the blue pile. Now you're going to take the red pile, you can move it on over to the side, and you're going to pick up the blue card, put it in your hand, then pick up the red card and put it on top of that. You have your thumb on top and these the rest of your fingers on the bottom. And you're also going to pick up the blue deck, okay? And here's what you're going to do. You're going to show the spectator, you're going to be doing two things at the same time. You're going to show the spectator that you have two cards, one red and one blue, and one red and one black. So you're kind of showing them both. So what I do is, what I usually do is I come over here and, sorry, this should be on the top, bottom. So I bring their attention to this hand and I show them that we have a blue card on the bottom. So I turn this face up, and as I'm turning this face up, I'm switching these cards. So as I'm turning, if you just turn like this looks kind of stupid. You can see the blue card is actually the red card. So I swap like this as I'm turning my hand. So it looks like I'm doing this and I'm showing that the blue card is on the bottom, it's black. And then I can come back here again and I can say red card is on top. And as I come here, I switch. Red card is on top and it's red. And then you put both of these face down. So as you're doing this action, right, as you're showing them this, this, and this, you want to grab a pinky break underneath the top card because in a second you're going to do the double lift. And by the way, I know my performance was definitely not the best, so I'm sorry. So you show off those cards and you get a break. The easiest way I found how to do this is just to grab a pinky break, just do a pinky count. Send over one card and then grab the break right there. And if you don't know how to do that, I'll put the link on the screen. Do a pinky count just so I have the break under there. I show, put it down face up. And you're going to say, I'm going to take the red card. And when you're referencing red card, you're saying the red back card. I'm going to take the red back card, put it on top of the blue back deck. And then I'm going to take this card and turn it over just to show that the spectator in their mind to instill that this card is red. And then I spread the deck out saying and the rest of the pack is blue. Then I give the deck a cut and I say I'm going to snap my fingers and the card's going to change color to blue. But when we do this, we'll see the card is still red. So then I cut back to this position and I tell the spectator now, sorry, that didn't seem to work. And now you're going to, as you're saying sorry, didn't seem to work, you're going to grab a pinky break again underneath the top two cards. Again, you can just do a pinky count or whatever you're comfortable with. Do the double lift and show, okay, this is the four of hearts. The red card still has not turned blue, but we're going to try this out. I like to riffle through the side of the pack, put that card in, and say I'm going to put in that red card into the deck, push that in. And I just like to do a front riffle like this, and they can see the card is still there. And I like to go through and show all the cards are blue, but we have that one red card. But since we did our magic move, this card has now also turned blue. Right there, that's pretty impressive. They saw one red card in this deck, suddenly everything is blue. That's impressive right off the bat. Now this is where Dai Vernon's trick kind of ends, but I wanted to kind of expand it because he just shows, you know, that the card has turned from red to blue, and then he just flips over saying this has turned from blue to red. But I kind of wanted to add a bit more pizzazz to it, so I picked up the red deck now, and I said, now that we know how to convert the card, I know I have to put this in face up, push it in, do that magic riffle, and that card will suddenly change its back color. So you can see all these are red, and now this card will turn red. And that's pretty much the Chameleon Backs by Dai Vernon. Now, if you do not have a double back card or you don't want to use a double back card like the blue and red, I haven't actually tried this out, but I feel like it would work well. I don't think it'd be as powerful, but I think it would work well. You do the exact same thing up to this point, right? You have your two cards here, two cards selected. You haven't shown the spectator what these two cards yet. Blue on bottom, red on top. And you can literally just show the spectator this, right? So I have the blue card on the bottom. Again, I'm shifting my fingers. I'm doing this blue card on the bottom, and I have the red card on top. I'm going to take the red card, put it on the blue pile, and I'm going to insert it somewhere in the center. Again, do the exact same thing. It's going to change to blue, and you're going to repeat the exact same process with the red card, and it's going to turn, or blue card, and it's going to turn red. So that is Chameleon Backs by Divernon. Since you already have 2 decks out, I have another fantastic card trick you can learn by clicking on this video right here. At least 8 people have liked it, so you never know. Thanks so much for spending your time with me. If you want to support what I do, head on over to my Patreon, aka Underground Club, so we can do some more cool things together. The link's right there. It was a pleasure having you here. Have a great day ahead, and I hope to see you in one of those places.